Thank you for listening to the 39th Street Church of Christ Daily Devotional. The devotional today is Reputation by Connor Williams.
I want to briefly just talk about reputation. I think that's something that we're all very familiar with because we all have this human side of us that really cares what other people think deep down inside, even if we deny it. And reputation has always been a big part of everybody's life. And people will walk around and they'll say, I know that JJ kid, he's a pretty good guy. And they'll be like, oh, I know that Connor kid, man, he is trouble, you should stay away from him. We hear that term a lot, I know him. We gain a reputation because of what we do. And we should care about what man thinks of us. We don't want to be a bad person in everybody's eyes. But more importantly than what any man thinks of us is what God thinks of us. The reputation that we have with God. And in the Bible we see a few examples of people that had wonderful reputations with God. And tonight I just want to quickly look at two of those to help us refocus on that reputation and how we live our lives day to day. The first is Abraham, and if we look in Genesis 18 verses 17 through 18, Genesis 18 verses 18 through 19. So at this time, Sodom and Gomorrah are just about to be destroyed. And in verse 18, the Lord says, "Seeing that Abraham shall surely become a great and mighty nation, and all the nations of the earth shall be blessed in him." In verse 19 it says, "For I know him, that he will command his children and his household after him. They shall keep the way of the Lord to do justice and judgment, that the Lord may bring upon Abraham that which he has spoken unto him." And in this verse, the most important part to me is the very beginning. The Lord is looking down and he says, "For I know him." God knows Abraham and he knows how great of a man that he is. Our second example is David. If we look in 1 Samuel 13, verse 14, and in chapter 13, Saul is being told that his kingdom and his reign is coming to an end. Jonathan is not going to get the throne. He's going to lose his kingdom, and someone else will take control of the kingdom. And at this point, Samuel, who was a prophet of God, is talking to Saul, and in verse 14 he says, "But now thy kingdom shall not continue. The Lord hath sought him a man after his own heart, and the Lord hath commanded him to be captain over his people, because thou hast not kept that which the Lord commanded thee." It says that God sought after him a man after his own heart. And we know the story of David, he comes to reign, and we know that this verse is talking of David. And if we look in Acts 13, verses 20 and verse 22, we see a reassurance that it is David. In verse 22 it says, "And when he had removed him, he raised up unto them David to be their king, to whom also he gave testimony and said, I have found David, the son of Jesse, a man after mine own heart, which shall fulfill all my will." This is the greatest praise that anybody could ever receive. For God to look down upon you and say, that man right there, that woman, they are after my own heart. They are going exactly how I would want them to. And so tonight, as we've looked at that reputation, I want you to think about it. Because a lot of times one action can change a reputation. But we can always build our reputation back. And as you go through this week, remember that reputation that you have to be God's child. You're a light in a world of darkness. That's our reputation. And if we continue to live our lives, and God can look down and he can say, "For I know him," or "I know her, she will bring her family or his family after me." And even better if God can look down and say, "That person right there is someone after my own heart." But it's not easy. Sometimes we fall and sometimes we struggle with this. But the wonderful thing is that no matter how many times we fall, God will bring us back. He will forget the mistakes that we have made, and we can rebuild our reputation of being that person that is after God's own heart.
Thank you for taking the time to watch this short devotional. We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you'll be notified of other devotionals that will be forthcoming. Also, we encourage you to join us online live as we stream our services at each service time. More information can be found on our website at the link below. Thank you.